Randy Lee, War Eagle,
Good Tuesday afternoon. Welcome into a cold and wintry Auburn Blitz out there. Love to hear from you. Our phone number, as you see at the bottom, will be open the entire 2 hours of the show today, so go ahead and get your calls in. 256-234-6221. Jim, Brett and I did more of a podcast format yesterday. Thanks to all of you for continuing to comment on our podcast and continuing to find our podcast. He and Faith and my brother on the road today with some meetings that they've got. So we've got a number of new sponsors coming your way, not only for our Auburn Blitz programming, but for the HSA. So busy time of year. I'm very happy, and I'll segue quickly into this to stay positive. Our Auburn Tigers playing good in basketball right now, and it's needed. We need some positivity around this program, don't we?
Yeah, and I think it's something you've been alluding to for weeks, is give the man time, and he's starting that not just him but the entire staff is starting to show why they what they were, even when Bruce had them. They're developing guys as they go along.
Have always been known for developing during this stretch under Bruce Pearl, has maintained a great coaching staff that has stuck with Stephen as he takes over. This squad had not played very many games, very many minutes together as we started the season, so it had to be expected that it would be a learning curve to get us to the point of where defensively Jim and I looked down 2 games ago, and Auburn was giving up right at 79 points per game defensively, and we looked at each other and said, if we can clean that up, get that more of the 65 to 70 mark, Auburn's going to have a really strong chance of being in contention as this season moves down the line. And, Jim, since we said that, that's what we've done defensively.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely like the Florida effort. They cleaned that up really well.
Yes. Ole Miss on the road. What an effort there, only giving up 66 points. And both games controlled pretty much from start to finish. I said that to Brett, as we got started this week with the podcast yesterday, and that's that Auburn let them creep back in the ball game, but then extended it back out and was able to win the game by 10-plus points. I think I saw that was the largest margin of victory for an opposing team against Florida in the last 3 years. And that's the first time, of course, that Auburn's been able to go down to Gainesville and win since you and I were seniors in high school. And you can look up there, and we don't look like we're seniors in high school anymore, Jim. So that was a positive. But the way that we played, I think we'll start there. And I know you've kind of crunched a lot of numbers, Jim, but the way that we played defensively, the way that we made it difficult for them to get it into Condon and some of their depth down inside and made them shoot the ball from the perimeter, which they knocked down a few in the second half, but not many at all there in the first half. That was the difference in the game.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that was definitely, to me, when I went back and looked at all the little particulars of that ball game, it was defense for Auburn. I mean, they made their shots when they needed them, but it's also what you said. If you looked at a flow chart from how that game, Auburn kind of run out with it for a little ways and got ahead and let them drag themselves back in it and then pull back again. That's when, and I think I brought it up to you last week, that's been Auburn's problem. They run out on people big time. I mean, we've run out and left who was that overtime game?
Texas A&M, Georgia
A&M and Georgia. Yeah, get 17, 18, 19 points up and then let them come back. You got to be able to put those people away when you get that far up.
And we did. And not only did we put them away, it wasn't like a last-second heroic shot that won this ball game on Saturday. We let them get back to even, I think it was 56 all with 7:50 to go in the ball game. And then we had a nice block on what was called a goaltend that was went to the cameras and saw that it wasn't, so stayed with that even score, and then Auburn ran it on up and able to get away with a double-digit victory. Great win for Auburn. Crazy time in college sports in general. You and I haven't had as much of an opportunity as I've had with some of the others on the podcast side to discuss this Bediaku story and to discuss the state of college basketball as a whole. Watched some comments from Stephen Pearl, which I thought was really politically correct comments. What he said was, we all got to look at it if that's the direction they're going to allow. Mm-hmm. Right now, Auburn's going to stay with who we've got. But moving forward, he's like, I'm not going to put words in his mouth, but he was pretty much saying that I'm not going to sit up here and say, though, on camera that that's not the direction we go to if others are starting to. But looks like right now Auburn won't. There's some court issues that are going on with that case right now. But I'll be honest, I was a little bit surprised that Alabama still rolled him out there the other night and played him. I thought that it would be maybe more of wait and see and see the direction that they go, but they didn't halt at all. They just went ahead and threw him out there.
Well, I've talked to several people over the weekend, namely Alabama fans. We went with church with 3 or 4 guys that sit right around us, and I specifically asked them, what did you think about that? And they were disappointed. They're just like, they love the college game for college kids. Everybody's sympathy was the same. Give them 5 years to play for, give them 5 years something. Don't let a kid go to pros and bring them. That's not college anymore.
No, it's not. It's not the description of what we've known of amateur athletics, mine and your entire life. But what we've known as amateur athletics has gone out the door a long time ago. So, make some decisions, stick to them. But for the most part, even the Alabama fans, including Luke, I had a little back and forth with Luke yesterday, and, he's not even defensive. I don't think anybody's defensive. I don't think anybody really wants to see it. But I respect what Stephen Pearl said, and that's like, I'm not going to come on here and throw Nate Oates under the bus, though. I'm going to watch and see how this plays out. Baylor kind of set the groundwork for a lot of us to need to look, but I'm also not going to roll over and die. And just because I don't like this ruling means that Auburn won't go in that direction at some point in time if we're forced to.
Yeah, there's the side of it that you can't blame the man for doing his job. He's looking for a competitive advantage. That's what he's doing. Now, the other side of it is, like you said, the amateur athletics we used to know is gone. But there are a lot of fans that are upset that he even went that route, like he was trying to do something outside the lines. And one Alabama fan even said this. He said, I was actually glad to see them lose to Tennessee, putting him in the ballgame.
Yeah, and, Alabama had a couple of other players out. I do think that roster, after watching that game, is going to be much better, with him in there.
Oh, sure.
You have all the pieces for Alabama. And so as an Auburn fan, I hope the decision's made sooner than later on what's right and what's wrong here, because I do watch and see that they're going to be a much better ball team coming down the stretch if he's able to go in there and give them a double-double.
If I was understanding it correctly, it's a state injunction, right? A state judge gave him the right to do that.
Yeah, Tuscaloosa judge.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. So that's going to happen.
A Bama donor.
Yeah.
Now, the NCAA is trying to get him off of the case and get someone else on. So that's some moving parts that are going on. But our phone number's down there at the bottom. If you have a comment on that or anything else that we've discussed, 256-234-6221. Haven't been on with you. Public-private made the decision, Jim. This past Friday, we talked a lot about it beforehand. I was surprised at the direction it went, I must say. I didn't at the end of the day think that they would actually go and split everything up, but it felt like at the end of the day, the HSA and of course, I don't think the private schools like the direction that it went, but I think they were just saying, look, we can't come to an agreement on some key issues, and if we can't, we're just going to have to split this thing up. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, in a competitive advantage format, you do have to sit back and say that you have some private schools with an advantage because I can pull in a kid with a wave of a scholarship or get mom and daddy a better job or do something to make an advantage. I'm friends with a lot of people over in Clay County that the Horns being one of them go to church with Chase all the time, and that was their argument is we make it to the third round every year and then we got to go play a big private school in Mobile and they beat us every time. We can't, if we're going to play from year to year with the kids we got in Clay County, one year we're going to have a good team just because that's what grew up in that age group. Then a couple years we're going to have to fight our butt off just to get back there with an average team. But if we got to go every year and play in Mobile, we can't do that.
Well, I just was sending this. I don't know. I know that you're a big-time baseball and softball fan. The number one softball team in the state of Alabama going into 2026 by Max Preps is Orange Beach High School. They're not a private school. They're a public school.
But now this is going to be my questioning, or not questioning, but the way you got to break that down is that's how big that school is, number one.
Which is small. It's
where it's located, because people want to be at the beach, I promise you.
School.
Yes. And that is not going to be one of those continuous things that keep going year after year. They're not going to be the national number one team 2 years from now.
I don't know.
Because the age group may
I'm
age
going to
them out.
argue with you on that.
Okay.
Here's the reason.
Then it's going to have to be
Here's the
brought
reason
in.
is the city school.
Yeah.
In an area where you've got immense talent around you.
Sure.
And lots of schools and lots of areas to pull from.
Yeah.
best facilities, best coaches, best training, best everything that city schools and funding can buy for you. And they haven't lost one yet. I mean, they've barely lost a softball game in the last 3 years.
You basically just described a private school without saying it was private, because they got all the competitive advantages out there.
This is my point that I'm 1,000% in agreement with the private schools on.
Right.
When they say competitive balance, we're all for it.
Yeah.
But how about competitive balance up and down the line?
That's correct.
You know, if you're going to play at a school is that good at a sport like softball and you win 4, 5, 6, 7 years in a row,
right.
and I think they're heading into their – I think they've won 4 in a row.
Right.
There's no end in sight. Now, the public schools, they wanted no gray area there. They don't want to have that argument. Private schools say, how is that fair?
How in the Orange Beach, and I don't know the terrain there, the map, how many schools are pulling from the same kids? Can they?
Well, I mean, if you and I lived there and we wanted them to go, let's just put it this way.
They'd go.
Me and you figure it out.
Well, sure. That's what I'm saying.
And so I think that's the answer to that is you're 20 miles, you're 15, 20 miles from 7 or 8 different schools.
Right.
And there are some other good ones, but there's none to this level.
Because I know it's going on at the other end of the state in the Thompson. I got a buddy that is there, and he says literally their kids drive from Birmingham to come to school over there. Yeah. And they're figuring out a way to get there.
You'll figure it out to get your kid around the right school and the right program and the right person that's leading it. You'll figure it out. And so I get it.
I get both sides of the coin. I get what you're saying, but also get what the Horns are saying.
Oh, I totally do. But
it's tough for a country school to come out there that don't have that resource.
Well, that's not in an area where you're able to go and pull from 7 or 8 different schools around you. I totally get theirs, but man, it doesn't make doesn't make the issue not as glaring.
I'd probably end it with this. I wouldn't want to be the one that made the decision.
Amen on that. 256-234-6221. Just getting started with the Auburn Blitz.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Adams Motorsports of Montgomery knows it's the best time to ride. Right now, get the best deals on all of our Suzuki and Kawasaki street bikes, side-by-sides, four-wheelers, and dirt bikes. Adams Motorsports has it all, and our inventory is vast. Get out there, ride the streets and trails, and let Adams Motorsports make your pleasure our business. With family customer service and service after the sale. It's time to ride, so come see us on Eastern Boulevard in Montgomery or online at adamsmotorsports.com.
L&M Pawn and Gun, located in the USA Factory Stores in Opelika, is East Alabama and West Georgia's complete gun, tactical, and pawn shop. It invites the region to shop over 500 firearms in stock, on the floor, and ready for sale at the market's best values. At L&M Pawn and Gun, we specialize in all tactical guns, equipment, and parts, including AK-47 and AR-15s. Specialized parts for tactical guns as well as suppressors and other parts you can't find anywhere. L&M Pawn and Gun has it all in the USA Factory Stores in Opelika, or shop online, lmpawnandgun.com.
This is Kathy Holmes with Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine. Jeff Verner and I opened in East Montgomery 25 years ago and have become the premier butcher shop, wine retailer, and caterer in the River region. We are excited to invite you to our newest location at 2459 East Glen Avenue in Auburn, Opelika. We want to become your one-stop shop for the freshest cuts of meat in town, grab-and-go casseroles, gift items, and the best wine selection in the area. Think of us when catering your next event. Check us out online at steaksandwine.com for daily lunch specials and details on upcoming wine tastings and fun events.
Looking for hometown service and name brands you can trust? Come to Presley Appliance and Furniture. From the best choice in appliances from Whirlpool, Maytag, Amana, and KitchenAid to home furnishings, Presley's is your one-stop shop for comfort and quality. And now we've added the Mattress Shop by Serta Simmons Bedding and top-quality sheets and pillows from Caraloha. Shop Presley Appliance and Furniture on Cherokee Road in Alex City or online at PresleyAppliance.com. That's PresleyAppliance.com.
There's only one option for top-of-the-line aftermarket upgrades on your vehicle, and that's Frontline Outfitters. We offer quality parts, lift kits, custom wheels and tires, bed covers, step bars, and toolboxes. They're installed by trained and skilled professionals, to custom powder coating with hundreds of colors and finishes, to the highest quality film for window tinting using state-of-the-art film cutting technology. Call Frontline Outfitters at 256-409-8100. Don't be in the back of the line. Put your vehicle at the front with Frontline Outfitters.
Looking for the perfect spot to unwind? Welcome to Bunkers. Our friendly staff and vibrant atmosphere make Bunkers the ultimate hangout space for all ages. With 6 state-of-the-art golf simulator stations, you can play around with friends no matter the weather. Enjoy mouth-watering food and a wide variety of handcrafted mixed drinks. With our attached parking deck, access is always hassle-free. Make your next night out unforgettable at Bunkers.
Hillaby Towers is an affordable senior citizens community located in Alexander City on Highway 22 East. Spacious one-bedrooms are available now. Great location, peaceful setting, comfortable living where pets are allowed and utilities are included. Call today to find out more information on Alexander City's best-kept secret, 256-329-0552. That's Hillaby Towers in Alexander City.
Visit our new locations in Gadsden and Oxford today.
At Glenn Smith Chevrolet, let's kick off 2026 with a bang. We will not be undersold. Chevy Traverse with 3-row seating up to $7,250 off. The impressive Chevy Equinox up to $5,500 off. Enjoy no payments until springtime. Get your lowest price guaranteed today. Smart people from all over the USA come to Glenn Smith Chevrolet. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back into the Auburn Blitz, presented by J.A. Smith Construction and Sensagreen, heating, cooling, and insulation. And everyone out there needs heating right now, even middle of the day. I'm needing heating running inside this building today. Give Sensagreen, our good friends Wade Bennett and staff, a call, 334-487-3555 if you're having heating issues. Sensagreen, heating, cooling, and insulation. Let's roll over real quick and talk some football. 39 transfers in for Auburn. A couple of questions Andy's got. And by the way, Andy, we hope we have him back up here soon. Just a little bit of ailment going on with Andy right now, but I think everything's getting cleaned up there, and we hope to have Andy back really soon, so Andy get well. But the biggest position improvement is the question that Andy starts with here, and then we'll run through these other two. The quarterback room, it'd be hard to say that this isn't a major improvement. Now, we don't know the ceiling that Deuce Knight was potentially going to, but we knew where Jackson Arnold led us to for a majority of last year. But Byron Brown coming in, Tristan Tia, you got Hewlett, and then you got Brush coming in. Just your thoughts on that position room and the upgrade that we may see there.
Well, as far as what you brought up now, what truly off of just what you're bringing in, you brought in Jackson with the hopes that he would turn into something off of his 5-star abilities, off of his Gatorade All-American, high school, all that stuff. You're bringing in this time around a proven person that's already put up 2,000 yards passing, 1,000 yards rushing. I mean, that as long as he stays healthy, you've made the largest improvement in my book in the quarterback room.
So that was the position improvement that Jim points to. I think the position improvement that I'm hoping that Auburn's improved the most is the offensive line position. And when you look, brought in a lot of elder statesmen here that have had a lot of snaps. And before I run down the list here, Jim, the snaps is what you're most concerned with, and how many and how old some of these guys are, and does that benefit Auburn?
Yeah, I mean, look at the Indiana model of all things. Older guys being 4, 5, 6-year players in college football, you've all on an average got about 1,000 snaps a year, if not more. If you're looking at a guy, like we got several guys on this list that's got 1 year of eligibility left, that's hopefully meaning he's got 3,000 snaps under his belt already. That's a whole lot better than a true freshman coming in that's had 0 snaps.
One of them that we know about is big left tackle Stanton Rammel. Been at Michigan State. He's played a lot of snaps, including an entire year where he was the starter there from Michigan State. Comes out of Thompson High School, so Auburn was really hot and heavy over him before we missed out on getting him. Again, lots of snaps there. And then you get the South Florida guys that are coming over, and you got to know what you're getting when you go and get those guys. And one of them's Cole Best, along with Cole Skinner. You get 2 of the Coles coming in from South Florida. I don't think that this coaching staff goes and promises those guys anything and gets them to leave if they're not going to come over here and play, Jim.
Oh, I promise you don't get that center. Cole Best, he's not coming unless he's the center. I think that's what's going to end up kicking Kel Ellis to a different spot, or he'll be the backup center and maybe start something else.
Yeah, and I think that those 3, all being older, and I keep going back to the points that you've made, that I want to go old. We took a lot of grief last year with Auburn basketball, saying Auburn basketball at times had an older roster than some of the NBA teams from top to bottom. I'll take that type of heckling year in and year out on the football field. There's a big difference between a 23-year-old man and an 18-year-old.
Sure, there's a trade-off at a point. What do they call it? Point of diminishing returns. That he can be 25 but be slow. There's one thing that's a problem. But if he's 25 and he understands, I've seen every time they've shifted on that defensive line. I know when this guy makes this step, he's going this way. He helps out on his speed that he's already lacking in. He already knows where to go, so he's a step ahead of that young kid. That young kid's athletic ability make it up, but this old guy he already knows what's going to happen before it happens.
Auburn has picked up 3 new running backs, but also retained 3.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on that position room going into next year?
Well, I mean, I think it was the thing that we started off with, the other position group room. The Brown, 1,000 yards.
Yeah.
If I'm a defensive coordinator and I got to worry about a quarterback putting up 1,000 yards, these other dudes, they're fixing to light me up.
Yeah, well, and that's because a lot of the eyes do go to that quarterback.
Sure.
And
You're going to have, just like what we've done for years and any other team does it, with a great running quarterback like we did Milroe. Who was that we put on him, linebacker we got on him? You're going to have a spy on him every play. So that linebacker is more worried about this. So if the play goes this way and the quarterback's going that way, you got a defense in a big problem.
I love Jeremiah Cobb. I've loved him since high school. I love the other 2 running backs that we retained too. We haven't seen much of Alvin Henderson, but he coming out of Elba High School holds pretty much every record there is to be held here in the AHSA, and but played more of a wildcat position where they student body right, student body left with him in high school. Probably going to take a year to get adapted to the game. But I've seen that video and I've seen pictures of him, and Jim, he does not look like what we got in that first year, and I think Omar Mapson's a good-looking back too. So that's without spotlighting these new guys that we've got coming in. I still like the 3 that we got out of high school here in the state of Alabama.
Oh, there's no doubt that the room like it was a good room, but when you throw Washington in that room with Cobb and have to worry about Brown running the ball or Broom running the ball, it's on.
We've talked about the offensive line, running back, and quarterback. When we come back, we'll talk about tight ends. Still a lot of buzz out there with what Auburn's put together in the tight end room, and then wide receivers. And we'll take your phone calls. 256-234-6221. More of the Auburn Blitz.
Chick-fil-A is always the best option when you're on the go, but they are also great when it comes to planning your next event, from tailgating to birthday parties to weddings. Call Chick-fil-A Alexander City at 256-289-7955 for catering, or order on the Chick-fil-A app. Make sure to choose the Alexander City location and have your catering order ready to go. Nugget trays, mac and cheese trays, fruit trays, cookie trays, gallons of our famous lemonade or tea, and chilled grilled chicken sub sandwiches, and a lot more options. Make it Chick-fil-A Alexander City for your next event.
For air that's cool and clean, call Sensi Green. For air that's cool and clean, care about the air you breathe, call Sensi Green.
Turn to the experts at Sensigreen and find out how to get up to $1,000 in Carrier Cool Cash rebates. Visit Sensigreen.com today to be worry-free when it comes to your home comfort and indoor air quality.
For air that's cool and clean, care about the air you breathe, call Sensi Green.
Looking for hometown service and name brands you can trust? Come to Presley Appliance and Furniture. From the best choice in appliances from Whirlpool, Maytag, Amana, and KitchenAid to home furnishings, Presley's is your one-stop shop for comfort and quality. And now we've added the Mattress Shop by Serta Simmons Bedding and top-quality sheets and pillows from Caraloha. Shop Presley Appliance and Furniture on Cherokee Road in Alex City or online at PresleyAppliance.com. That's PresleyAppliance.com.
There's only one option for top-of-the-line aftermarket upgrades on your vehicle, and that's Frontline Outfitters. We offer quality parts, lift kits, custom wheels and tires, bed covers, step bars, and toolboxes that are installed by trained and skilled professionals, to custom powder coating with hundreds of colors and finishes, to the highest quality film for window tinting using state-of-the-art film cutting technology. Call Frontline Outfitters at 256-409-8100. Don't be in the back of the line. Put your vehicle at the front with Frontline Outfitters.
This is Kathy Holmes with Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine. Jeff Verner and I opened in East Montgomery 25 years ago and have become the premier butcher shop, wine retailer, and caterer in the River region. We are excited to invite you to our newest location at 2459 East Glen Avenue in Auburn, Opelika. We want to become your one-stop shop for the freshest cuts of meat in town, grab-and-go casseroles, gift items, and the best wine selection in the area. Think of us when catering your next event. Check us out online at steaksandwine.com for daily lunch specials and details on upcoming wine tastings and fun events.
Looking for the perfect spot to unwind? Welcome to Bunkers. Our friendly staff and vibrant atmosphere make Bunkers the ultimate hangout space for all ages. With 6 state-of-the-art golf simulator stations, you can play around with friends no matter the weather. Enjoy mouth-watering food and a wide variety of handcrafted mixed drinks. With our attached parking deck, access is always hassle-free. Make your next night out unforgettable at Bunkers.
Henderson & Coker is a premier custom general contractor located in central Alabama. With over 50 years of industry experience, Henderson & Coker has been crafting stunning custom residential and commercial spaces for families and businesses throughout Alabama and Georgia. If you're in the market for a top-of-the-line luxury home or specialized commercial work, contact the experts at 256-750-7383 and check them out on the web at hendersonandcoker.com.
Welcome back into the Auburn Blitz, presented by J.A. Smith Construction and Sensigreen Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. We've been running down position groups for Auburn, questions that we had presented as we run down these with 39 transfers in for football. Biggest position improvement, your biggest concern, and then just overall thoughts so far of what Auburn's put together in this first year under Golish. Let's run into tight end. This tight end room looks a lot different than what we saw last year. You got Jake Johnson from North Carolina. He's probably the biggest one that you've brought in. You've got a number of Power 5 school players that Auburn's brought into the tight end room. But Jake Johnson's a name that a lot of us have known for a while.
Oh yeah, no, he's got a household name out there. The one that's on my radar is Hunter Harrington. There, that ULM. He's got all kind of skill sets. It's pretty crazy, hearing what he's come from.
Well, and this coaching staff has taken advantage of tight ends. They know how to play with it. So it was a need, but until I actually see it end up out on the field in an orange and blue uniform, I'm just going to hold my comments to them because I do think that I've Groundhog Day, as we've got Groundhog Day coming up. I have Groundhog Day conversated on this way too often over the last 15 years, and I still don't seem to get what we beg for, and that is a little bit of a version of what we see in the NFL with the tight end game. You get a dynamic player there, man, all of a sudden you get a Bowers-type player, and I'm not saying that he comes along all that often, but Georgia's had way more of them than we've had. Alabama's had a couple of them that have been really cool, good pieces for them. Auburn needs to find their way there, and I do like the position group and what's been put together. Wide receiver group, an awful lot different than what we've seen in previous year. You got Bryce Cain coming back, but you can look back on what he did in high school and get blown away by his athleticism, but we haven't seen much of him at Auburn. But your overall thoughts with what we've brought in? Keyshawn Singleton, you got Bryce Cain, you got Neptune also from South Florida, Nimrod from South Florida, Duke Smith, and then Jeremiah Coger. So it's a lot of South Florida to go along with Sam Turner and Bryce Cain.
That's a lot of what I would look at as a quarterback comfortability there.
Yes.
I know those guys. I know how they know how to run the routes. I can get timing, throw some back shoulders off of those guys because I know them. I think it makes an easy transition for Golish, a system in year one.
And that needs to happen.
Sure.
You watch Indiana in that championship game. Back shoulder throws, it may not be the only reason they won, but those two back shoulder throws that they completed late in that football game were two of the biggest plays in that ball game, and that is just an understanding with the quarterback and wide receiver on how to play together.
If you know that receiver and the speed he's got and you've thrown to him all day, every day, you know when to let it go, and he knows when to slow up just at the right time to get that back shoulder throw. It's almost undefendable if you do it right.
That's right. If the timing's right and it's in a good spot, and Mendoza always seemed to have it in the right spot. Let's quickly go over to the defensive side of the ball, and we'll talk about these positions again. Your comments or your phone calls out there, biggest position improvement for Auburn, biggest concern, and your overall thoughts about Golish and what he's put together in this first year. Let's quickly go over to the defensive line. Cody Sigler coming out of Arkansas State, Walter Mathis Jr., an LSU transfer. We hope we get the same production that we got out of an LSU transfer last year on the defensive side of the ball with Walter Mathis Jr., Malik Autry holding on to him, and Jordan Crawford. Those were two of the better defensive linemen in the state of Alabama the last couple of cycles. Neptune out of South Florida, you got a Ferrier out of App State, and then your defensive ends are Darian Smith, Nate Johnson, and J.J. Falk. So Falk still being there. Haven't seen as much of him as, of course, we saw from his brother, but I like the depth. I like the athleticism here, and I like the ceiling of a couple of these guys because I know how much I'd bought into what I saw in Jordan Crawford and Malik Autry coming out of high school.
Yeah. No, I mean, the depth, that's the word that you got, is there. It's the quality of that. Is that, can we really get a push up front? Do we have a separator like a Falk? Can he be like Big Brother?
Yeah. Let's hope he can.
Yeah, right.
And let's hope that, and he's a lot different size guy, though.
Yes.
He's more of a 6'2", 6'3" instead of a 6'5", 6'6" looking guy off the edge, and he's not the 280 to 285. He's the 230.
Right.
So going to have to be a different player. But I love the nose tackles for Auburn. That to me, we may not have seen it all the way through yet, but to me, those two from the state of Alabama, one coming out of Parker High School and the other Opelika, I think has a chance to be one of the best position groups on this team that people don't know about. I mean, people know what you're getting in Byron Brown. We all know what we should be getting out of Jeremiah Cobb. Should know what you're going to be getting out of a few of these offensive linemen like Stanton Trammell that you're bringing in. But I don't know that many people outside of the ones that watched these two in high school know what we've got at nose tackle. I think the ceiling's really, really high. Looking at the edge, Deshaun Womack, Jared Smith, and Joe Phillips. Joe Phillips raved about him coming out of Booker T. Haven't seen much of him. Jared Smith, the moments that we have seen him out there on the field, he looks longer and leaner than maybe we even expected coming out of Thompson High School. But a great ceiling there. And Deshaun Womack coming from Ole Miss. I like this group. I just don't think it's a very deep group.
No, I mean, it looks like a quality group. The next group you got on your list is the group to me on defense. That linebacker group is something else.
Well, it's got a chance to be special, and that's Xavier Atkins, who was a All-SEC player this past year. And there were moments where he didn't look much better than Elijah Melendez to me out there. Melendez, how long he is, how well he seems to defend the pass, very good-looking player. And then Matthews Canty coming in from Hampton. Your other three linebackers, Bryce Dees, DeMarcus Riddick, and Jarquez Wilkes. Wilkes has been more of a running back in high school, has played linebacker. I thought I'd seen where maybe he was going to end up being an edge or a defensive end. He does have that size, but he has stood up and played linebacker in small school classification here in the state of Alabama, because if you put him on one or the other edge, you're going to run the opposite side. You don't even call a play. Just, all right, if Wilkes is over here, I'm going over there. So you had to line him up in the middle to take away that option to go one way or another in small school. So he is used to that, but how well does he transition there? But we feel really good about the other two and Bryce Dees, and we're hoping DeMarcus Riddick can get back to the level of play I think we expected after that freshman year, Jim.
Yeah, no, and I think that was the name I was trying to escape me earlier. Riddick is the one we put on Milroe, right? Yeah, to shadow him when they had that running quarterback. Yes, and I agree. I think he was the one that popped off the statement of, hey, I'm going to be able to run down Milroe. Milroe showed him a time or two, just mirroring me, you can't catch me. You got to learn how to read the football.
Yeah, and DeMarcus Riddick didn't get a lot of playing time last year as the season moved on. Don't know the exact reason for that, but glad he stays around. Chilton County guy. A lot of these guys here from the state of Alabama, if you wonder why the high school rank's so important to us, we're still fed by the state of Alabama, and you got to tip your hat to Hugh Freeze and his staff on how good of a job he did keeping our homegrown talent in state, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Take another break here on the Auburn Blitz.
I'm Joseph Dean with Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation in Dadeville. We are located at 16797 Highway 280, which is on the corner of 280 and 49 North. With an on-site crematory in Opelika and a cemetery in Tallapoosa County, we are a full-service funeral home. To get in touch with us, feel free to come by or call us, 256-750-0381. And for any other questions, you can visit the website at lakemartinfuneralhome.com.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill and Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life.
A fresh start begins at home. This new year, Dixie Electric Plumbing and Air is bringing comfort your way with maintenance inspections starting at just $29 and installations as low as $50 a month. Start the year right with Dixie.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at bamasheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
Hi, I'm Abby Guy, Vice President at Riverbank and Trust. They say that most banks offer the same products, but Riverbank offers something most can't: personal connection. We love getting to know our customers by name and making them feel special with every interaction. It's a feeling of warm hospitality you won't find anywhere else. Experience it for yourself.
Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area.
The all-new Winter Timber is now open, located right next to the Walmart Market across from the Auburn Mall. If the outdoors is your lifestyle, Winter Timber is your new headquarters. From rifles, ammo, and hunting supplies, camo, and all the outdoor essentials, they've got it in stock and ready for you. Winter Timber is here to serve Auburn, Opelika, and the entire Lake Martin area, and they'll make the drive worth it. For the best selection and the best service in outdoor gear, one name says it all: Winter Timber, the best in outdoor needs.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama.
Lake Martin Mobile Detailing is the #1 auto and boat detailing company in Central Alabama. Don't trust your vehicle or boat to just anybody. Hire the professionals. Top-of-the-line ceramic coating, detailing, gel coat restoration, and paint correction gives you the options to take care of your boat or vehicle the right way. Located on Highway 63, just about 2 miles from Highway 280 in Alexander City, Lake Martin Mobile Detailing will have you riding in style. Call them today at 256-794-2328.
When you want quality, selection, price, superior financing, and a pain-free buying experience, look no further than Sons Automotive Group of Montgomery and Auburn. Sons of Montgomery offers the best selection of Kias, Chryslers, Dodges, Jeeps, and Ram trucks. Conveniently located on Eastern Boulevard, Sons Ford of Auburn is the region's Ford volume dealer. And when you shop at any Sons location, they will maximize all incentives and financing options for anyone's credit. Whether Kia, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram in Montgomery, or Ford in Auburn, Sons Automotive treats you like family because they are family driven.
Welcome back into the Auburn Blitz, presented by J.A. Smith Construction and Sensagreen Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. If you need heating right now, give our good friends at Sensagreen a call, 334-487-3555. And hopefully you tuned in to Brett as he was excited on Saturday after Auburn's win. Our post-game reaction show is brought to you by our segment sponsor here, Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine, over in Auburn. They've got 2 great locations, one in Montgomery and that one in Auburn. Can't thank them enough for all that they do for our programming as it continues to grow, and got some new sponsors coming on board, but we'll never forget about the ones that have helped us get where we are now to well over 15,000 subscribers on YouTube, and that feels like it's growing daily as we look down. So, but Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine, stop by and see them. Great people, great food, great wine selection, great atmosphere. Jim brags about that all the time. The atmosphere and the way that you're treated when you walk through the door is always important. Wanted to look at 2 stat lines and then get over to you, and maybe you pull up 2 things that jumps out as you took some notes during the Auburn-Florida game this past Saturday. Here's 2 for me, and this seems to be constant. Auburn getting to the free throw line and knocking down free throws well above the opposition when it comes to percentage. Auburn was 19 of 21 from the free throw line for a 90% mark, and held Florida to 59% shooting from the free throw line. They did get to the foul line quite a bit more than Auburn, as they were 16 of 27. But Jim, the opportunities that we're getting, we're going to the free throw line and finishing on them, and you may ask why. And that's because we're playing powerful basketball and getting the ball down in the paint. So one that definitely jumps out is the discrepancy between points in the paint. And it's almost the entire difference of the score the other afternoon. It was 38 points in the paint for Auburn, only 28 points in the paint for Florida. And Florida, I think, has got a couple of guys down in the paint that are going to play pro ball one day. So it speaks volumes about what Auburn's doing, getting the ball down in the paint, on the drive opportunities, one with Keyshawn Hall, and then either getting an and one or going to the free throw line, knocking down free throws, Jim.
Yeah, no, I mean, you've touched on all the great things to me there, because it's obvious they made the transition there of trying to get those points in the paint and trying to get that extra time at the foul line.
I wanted to quickly run down the schedule coming up for Auburn. Of course, tomorrow night, it's Texas at 6 p.m. on ESPN2, and then January 31st is at Tennessee at 7:30 on ESPN, and comes to February 7th for the matchup with Alabama. It's at 3 or 3:30 on ESPN2, and then February the 10th, Vandy at 6 o'clock on SEC Network. 4 very difficult games. This Texas team's a lot like many of us, middle of the pack in the SEC. Auburn with a 4-3 mark in conference, Texas with a 3-4 mark in conference. Jim, do have 2 pretty substantial wins to get to that 3-4 mark, though, in conference.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, well, and it's what we were already talking about off the air. It is so competitive. Just 1 or 2 games can make a big difference, and I'm glad to have the staff we had that can help us make those corrections and get us that 1 or 2 we need.
Yeah, we needed those, and Texas, we just mentioned, they are 12-8 overall, 3-4, whereas Auburn kind of creeping up that line here for Auburn in the SEC standings is Auburn's 13-7 and 4-3 in conference. You know, the storyline right now, midway through the SEC conference schedule, is Texas A&M and Bucky McMillan in his first year. Piecemealing a roster together at the last minute. I think they maybe had 1 player retained from last year's squad. Not even sure they had that one. But Bucky sitting there at 6-1 in conference, 16-4, and outside of losing a lead against Tennessee. And Auburn, you can go back and forth on that one too, but they got just as good an opportunity to be 6-1 or 7-0 as they are the other way. They're really playing good basketball, and I love the brand that Bucky coaches, and it's showing that it can work in the SEC too.
Oh yeah, no, I mean he's made it obvious that he can do it. But that game, like you brought up the A&M game, that brings up the point we brought up earlier. Auburn ran out on them pretty good.
Up by 16.
Yeah, I mean had it. That's where this group, as the Tigers, have got to figure out how to maintain that. Like, you can't run up 16 and then give back 18. Like, you can't do that.
SEC schedule this Tuesday, that's tonight, Arkansas's at Oklahoma. That is an Arkansas team that, Auburn ran away from. But Arkansas's been able to right the ship after that loss to Auburn. They're now 15-5 overall and 5-2 in conference. At Oklahoma, you're looking at Oklahoma, they're in the bottom of the pack on the SEC standings. They're 11-9 overall, 1-6 in conference. It's Missouri at Alabama. That's a big game. Missouri, a good basketball team, 14-6 overall, 4-3 in conference. They go on the road to a 13-6 and 3-3 Alabama squad. We're all a lot alike. You've got to hold suit at home. I say that. And then Auburn goes on the road and gets 2 key wins on the road this past week. But to me, this is a game right here that determines some of our teams, including Auburn, Alabama, Missouri. Which one wins these games, these midweek games like this, is the one that's going to make the NCAA tournament, because we're all in that mix to where you don't want to end up 8-10 in conference. You don't want to have to fight that battle when you're 8-10 in conference. You want to be 9-9 at worst, 10-8 overall is going to get you in, maybe creep up a little bit higher than that. But thoughts on that game, Jim? Yeah, no, I mean, you've hit all the perfect spots on it. To me, that's going to make a huge difference in the end of the year standings, as what we're looking at. I think you brought up off the air that Auburn could be a 5 or 6, Alabama could be a 5 or 6, depending on how this stretch turns out. It's going to all depend on how they play right here. And Kentucky has found a way to win. It hasn't been pretty, but they have found a way to win here recently. They are 5-2 in conference. They got a game tonight at Vandy. That's at 8 o'clock. That's going to be a great one. I'll be watching that one. So is Kentucky overall. Their record's 14-6 and 5-2, and they're playing a very good Vandy team, 17-3 and 4-3 in conference. Vandy ride the ship, played really well the other day. They need to do the same. I don't think this is an all-encompassing Kentucky team that we remember, 10 years ago, where when you're playing them, it's just not going to go your way.
Yeah.
They've had to hit too late on the clock shots to win the last couple of games. But tip your hat to them; they've been able to do it.
Yeah, no, I mean it's trying to think of his last name now. Pope.
Yeah.
Coach Pope is doing a great job over there. I just think it's what we have learned over the years, like we used to call them a blue blood, and they just stack talent up over there. They can't, because of NIL, they're not able to stack it anymore.
Not to the level that they did. They are outspending the rest of us, but I'm not sure that they're getting
what to pay for.
Yeah, I don't think they're getting more than what Auburn's getting developed out of what we've got. When we come back, we'll run down tomorrow night's games. We'll take your phone calls, and then on this day, we got a couple of notes right here from our good friend Andy Graham, who we hope to have back soon. Get your phone calls together, 256-234-6221.
At Central Alabama Community College, we provide a quality education that will set you up for success. Whether you're pursuing a degree or advancing your career with technical training, CAC offers premier programs at 4 campuses in Alexander City, Childersburg, Prattville, and Talladega. From industrial, electronics to machining, our students are prepared for the workforce or further education. At CAC, you'll enjoy vibrant campus life, exciting athletics, and personalized support, all at an affordable price. Your future starts here at CAC. Apply today.
Bundle your home and auto and save money with State Farm's personal price plan. Contact State Farm agent Ron Carroll today at 256-378-6631 or visit him on Highway 280 in Childersburg. Prices vary by state, options selected by customer availability, and eligibility may vary.
For air that's cool and clean, call Sensi Green. For air that's cool and clean, care about the air you breathe, call Sensi Green.
Turn to the experts at Sensigreen and find out how to get up to $1,000 in carrier cool cash rebates. Visit Sensigreen.com today to be worry-free when it comes to your home comfort and indoor air quality.
For air that's cool and clean, care about the air you breathe, call Sensi Green.
Central Alabama. This is our home. It's where we work, where we play, where we raise our families and grow old. And in the unfortunate event we become sick with cancer, thanks to UAB Medicine Russell Medical Cancer Center, this is where we heal also. We have invested in new technologies and expertise so that now we're able to treat all sorts of cancers, and you never have to leave Tallapoosa County. UAB Medicine Russell Medical Cancer Center. Compassionate, convenient, collaborative cancer care right here at home.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare. Serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama.
SignSource is your local vendor for commercial and residential sign manufacturing and installation. We offer all kinds of lighted and non-lighted signage, from retail signs, LED message centers, event banners, vehicle wraps, the whole spectrum. We also offer service and repair on existing signs, as well as retrofitting to LED or installation of outsourced signage. We have the knowledge necessary to fulfill all of your signage needs in the short or long term. Visit signsourcenow.com to get started.
Buying a home or property can be the biggest investment of your life. The Wisdom Firm is licensed to close any property purchase in the entire state of Alabama. The offices on both Bent Creek Drive in Auburn and Highway 49 South at beautiful Lake Martin. The Wisdom Firm has you covered. Give Travis and his team a call at 334-826-0722 or check them out at www.auburnlegal.com for all your real estate closing needs. No representation is made that the quality of legal services is greater than the quality of legal services made by other attorneys.
Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Walls Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area.
Welcome back into the Auburn Blitz, our final segment of this Tuesday show. J. Smith Construction and Excavation and Sensagreen Heating, Cooling, and Insulation, our corporate partners here on the Auburn Blitz Daily. And let's look at the Wednesday night SEC basketball schedule. It starts with Tennessee at Georgia at 6 on the SEC Network, Mississippi State at LSU, 6 o'clock on SEC Network Plus. It's Texas at Auburn. That's at 6, ESPN2. And rounding it out tomorrow night, Florida at South Carolina at 8. Let's hit on this Texas and Auburn one, though, a bit, and we'll talk a lot more about it tomorrow. Auburn finding a way to win games on the road and play well defensively. Can we come back to Auburn, continue to play well defensively, Jim, but also find our shooting range from the perimeter and add, whereas we went 5 for 15 from the perimeter, which was a good number in comparison to the previous 2 games. If Auburn can get that number to closer to 10 and made threes to go along with a great defensive effort, like our chances tomorrow night.
I mean, you would hope being back in the field house over there where they're comfortable with,
Yes.
that they get that momentum and that energy going and get out of the gate like they have on some of these games and get up on somebody 10, 12 points.
I do, and I think that if Auburn's going to have a chance to, not every game are you going to play defensively up to the level. You're going to have to shoot with some teams that come out hot on you and do that. And I think we've got the pieces to play that way, but I think the pieces playing that way at home are a lot better. It's really odd that Tahad
it's so cold.
He's just not shooting it as well from the perimeter as we expect. And maybe it's because of all of the other responsibilities he's having, playing the point guard role and the ball handling role. So he's got it in him. It's coming. I truly believe it's coming. It's kind of like a hitter in baseball. I mean, if you're a 320 hitter in baseball and you go through a 7 or 8 game stretch, but you've proven over a 10-year period you're a 320 hitter, I don't know when it's coming, but it's coming. You didn't you didn't get to showing those type of stats. And my eyes tell me Tahad can shoot it from the perimeter. He's just got to get the sets that he's looking for, and they're coming. On this day in 1894, the first college basketball game was played. The University of Chicago defeats what is Chicago YMCA. I don't know how you consider that college basketball game, but nonetheless 19-11. So all the way back in 1894. In 1970, La Tech's quarterback Terry Bradshaw taken as the number 1 pick in the NFL draft by the Steelers. That seemed to work out pretty good for the Steelers, didn't it?
That's a pretty good trade.
4 NFL championship Super Bowl wins during his stretch with the Steelers coming out of La Tech. And I remember this game clearly. You're getting some Super Bowl on this days coming up right now. 1991, Super Bowl 25. It was the Giants 20, the Bills 19. Otis Anderson was the MVP with a great rushing performance. And who missed the field goal to win that football game for the Bills?
Good Lord, I can see the guy's face and I can't think
Scott
of
Norwood.
Norwood, that's
pushed
right.
it to the right, hit it good, but pushed it to the right. And if you remember, that was an outstanding Bills team offensively. But Bill Parcells and that downhill running attack from the Giants held them at bay. Did put together a nice drive there at the end. I don't want to call it a chip shot, but it was definitely not a 55-plus yard field goal. I think it was more of a 40-yard kick to win that football game. Miss it, and, unfortunately for the Bills, They had 3 games after that they make the Super Bowl, and I don't know that they ever get as close as they did in that first loss.
Yep.
So you don't know when you're going to have your next chance. They got plenty of chances. It was a great run of football in their conference, but they couldn't get over the hump and to win it. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart was a happy birthday today. Died in 1791. Not a very old person. Was born in 1756. Died in 1791. It's always intriguing to me how people in history that maybe died at 40, 45
Young
years
ages.
old, like Alexander the Great, that died at a very young age, but they wrap a whole bunch of living into those short periods of time that they were on Earth. Art Rooney, if you remember, Bobby Blue Bland. I don't have Andy up here to tell me who the hell some of these people are as I roll them off. I do remember Billy White Shoes Johnson returning kicks and catching passes for the Oilers and the Falcons. Chris Collingsworth, great Florida receiver and a great analyst to go along with a great NFL wide receiver. Bridget Fonda, I don't know how she made it on here, and then Tracy Lawrence. We all love Tracy Lawrence.
I'll give you one guess how she got on there. She's a pretty lady.
Well, she is. And
Andy loves
he can
that.
spot one of those better than anybody I've ever met. So for Jim Hardy, I'm Randy Lee saying thanks for tuning in to the Auburn Blitz.